Okay, so round two. Let's see, is this recording? Probably.
Seems like it.
Yeah, I mean Medvedev, or maybe this is black red mid range. I guess we'll see soon. Oh, the hand had no lands. His hand's pretty bad, but I don't
What are
know.
you bottoming? Did you
I
bottom?
think I bottomed the land. I can check again. Maybe I bottomed the time lock. I guess I'll check. I mean, I like that hand because I have like five looks at a pieces basically, so it's like similar.
You have to keep this. You can't mulligan this. Yeah. On 6.
Yeah, I bottomed
I
time
do
lock.
think it's
Don't
kind of
worry about it.
interesting. I mean, like, I might bottom Phoenix and keep Trespass. I don't know.
Well, if Phoenix is like if I find like a lightning axe, like I feel like Phoenix is lower resource to get going. Like I could find lightning axe, I could find ledger
Did
shredder.
you know what magic this is, or was this blind? Because this also seems very context dependent.
Not really. I think Medvedev played like a few decks, like maybe red black mid range. Like I would think he might be playing a Thoughtseize deck.
Okay, then keeping Phoenix
He usually
seems
plays
better.
he usually plays like either aggro decks or like mid range decks. But I
I
don't know.
mean, like, for instance, if you knew this was a mirror, you would keep the time lock, right?
Yeah, I guess maybe. I mean, time lock is like just like a lot worse early in the game, but I could see it being right. But yeah, like my heuristic is just that uh, Phoenix is way better early in the game. But yeah, maybe there's some matchups the time lock could be better, or maybe I'm
Are
not
you going
planning
to
far enough
cancel
ahead.
contract one or play Steam Vents tapped?
I like I mean, why would you not play cantrip on turn one? Like I know I'm just looking like I already have my land drops, um, so I'm not like a lot of times when you hold cantrips is when you're also missing. I guess that doesn't really make sense, but like why would you not cast a cantrip on turn one?
Just to like see what your draw step is before you're
I feel like we're kind of
before
just
you.
looking for gas. I mean, like the only awkward thing is if we see treasure cruise, but like I feel like I kind of want to like chain one mana cantrips. Like I kind of like if I see sleight of hand, I want to draw the sleight of hand, and then I want to cast two one mana cantrips on turn two. Also, I want to give myself the chance to like draw. I have three Joy Disruption, which changes the play patterns in my deck actually a bit. So I would rather like I want a cantrip on turn one, so that if I draw Chwar, I can have it up on turn two. So that's why I
Jwari is a
didn't
good reason. Yeah, okay. No, that seems very
well, also
reasonable.
just if I draw another one mana cantrip, like I want to cantrip into pieces. Like what if I have another consider and then I wanted pieces on turn
Yeah.
three? It didn't really seem like a situation. Yeah, it's blue red artifacts. Yeah, right. Ha ha ha. Yeah, pretty easy. Keep. Okay, I guess this was kind of interesting. At this point, I didn't really know what they were playing. Like I could have goldfished them, but I didn't really do that. I didn't really know what this meant. I thought it was Convoke. Like Convoke plays this card, right? I thought this was like red white
Yeah.
Convoke. Probably.
I would have
Yeah. So yeah, I
they've
just
revealed
slammed
Giganta,
Shredder.
right? So,
I mean,
yeah.
I was thinking, oh, are they? Because when I saw Giganta and Dan, I'm like, oh, is this sack? So I was like, oh, like obviously, like this is a hand where it's insanely good to hold Ledger if like your opponent's playing any fair deck. But I just thought they're red white Convoke. That's why I slammed it. But if they're like Sacrifice, like I would hold the Shredder for sure against Sacrifice. Like if they're Sacrifice, I would play Tap Steam Vents Go.
Wait, would you still hold Shredder if you didn't have Phoenix in hand? Or is it just because you have Phoenix in hand?
What? Yeah, I have two uncastable spells in my hand, so conniving is really good with that. Like if all my,
Okay. Yeah.
that's why I value holding it so highly. Like that, I remember here. I'm like, oh, they're playing some weird whatever deck. Like if I know it's blue red artifacts, I could see maybe holding the shredder here, just because like we have literally two uncastable spells in our hand. Like the connive trigger is insanely valuable. Um,
Yeah.
but obviously there's like a lot of awkwardness. Then we're like losing a lot of tempo, whatever. Yeah, they torched the tower. I remember I was like molding here. I was like, okay,
No,
great.
I mean, you would play it against Convoke, though. So, like, if you thought it was Convoke, this play made sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know what the hell was going on at this point. I was like so confused. I didn't see the blue red deck before this. I was just like, what the hell's going on? I see pieces, take it. Wow, do I win this game? That would be cool. I guess so. They're not doing anything. Smuggler's Copter. Yeah, pieces is broken. Okay. I don't know why I played. I played it in land first because of Stubborn Denial. And
Well, I think it's good to play your land first. The reason to play your land first
for
is that you
red.
want to play your land on blue, but if you hit removal, then you might want red mana. That's why
Yeah.
you play the land first.
Well, also they could have Stubborn Denial, dude. I took
Sure,
fork
but
over opt here
that's
because I
not
could
the
just
reason.
fork my cruise.
Yeah.
What do you mean, dude? Don't be hating in front of the YouTube. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, so yeah, this is why I like this deck because you can just have no cards in hand, but then pieces, and now you have drew your whole deck. I think I
Are we killing
axed the
into your
copter.
copter? We
I
killed
killed the
copter.
copter because it deals more damage. I don't want to die to like double shrapnel blast. Yeah. I don't think I can like lose this game outside of like double shrapnel blast. So it just I don't
Okay,
really
that
think
seems very reasonable.
it's that controversial. Do this. I cruise. I fork it. Oh yeah.
Wow, you like almost fully lift there. That's impressive.
Like I'm saying, I'm like usually really unlucky. So people can see. I double blocked this. I don't know. Seemed fine. Luckily, I drew pieces. I was like close to like just hard casting cruise. Um, Look at this. Like people probably think I'm so lucky with Phoenix all the time. This is the reality, dude. Whiffing on pieces constantly, drawing 5 lands. Just kidding. I don't know. I just did that. I did that. I think I passed with opt up. I don't know why. I mean, yeah. I guess I can probably go next game. Like they, just like I draw my deck here. Let's
Yeah,
just.
I mean you're gonna find trespass eventually. This game seems super over. Yeah.
I mean, since it's a weird deck, I can slightly look at the sideboard. I think I probably sided. I
Yeah,
should have
you
sided in anger. I should. I didn't remember Gleeful Demolition when I was looking at their deck. I just saw like all these like. I didn't really realize Gleeful Demolition. They actually have Bushwhacker too. I just kind of saw like a lot of vehicles and Inti and Soul Artifact, and I was like, oh, they play like Epicure and Spyglass Siren, which like aren't even that good to kill. So that's why I didn't bring in anger. But obviously, you should have Gleeful. Yeah, you don't necessarily need to board out 4 times. I mean, I sided in like what, like Prismari. I don't know. You don't need to set out 4 time walk, but the reason I did, I mean, I, it's because they have like 4 spell pierce, and if they like spell pierce my pieces, I didn't want to like stumble in the early game. Like you could have 4 time walk if you're scared about getting burned out in the late game, but you could also just have like negate and Acer Gust for that too because they're kind of soft to removal. Like I might rather have negate than 4 time walk, especially on the play. Um, I don't know.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
kind of weird.
I would definitely cut the fork. I think the trespass is fine, but like you have to cut something to make room, especially once you board in the angers, right? So seems kind of forced to do that.
Yeah.
Like, what else are you gonna cut?
Because I just remember on the weekend I was saying that I cut my 4 time walk, and you were like, "Oh, I don't know," but I mean, I just had a bad gut feeling about it because I could see it being good. Like sometimes it is good against these decks like Gruul and these aggro decks, but I just felt that like I wanted to maximize not stumbling in the early game, and I'm siding in like so much interaction that it's like 4 time walk gets a bit worse when you side in like a million removal spells. I guess Prismari's not really that linear. Okay, they play this. My plays are kind of forced. Like I'm just like this is one of the easiest hands to play in history.
Well, it would have been interesting what we do between like pieces and sleight of hand, try to hit spells, maybe. But yeah, or plays have been forced.
Yeah, I didn't play pieces because I know they have 4 spell pierce, and also like they didn't have that much pressure. Like I just wanted to play ledger for like I didn't want to get spell pierced.
Well,
So
no. Like once they rending volley your first shredder, your play is definitely right. But if they don't have the rending volley, what would you have done then?
well, I might have ledgered again,
I'm not
right?
sure
Because
about
like
that.
what are they gonna do against 2 giant ledger shredders?
Yeah, that's
I could
probably
just
true.
pieces
It's probably
later,
always
and I have like
yeah.
axe for this. Like they didn't even play Darksteel Citadel. And yeah, lucky for the people who are fans of fans of this matchup, I play against blue red artifacts again in this thing. Yeah, Cage. I don't want to share too much alpha, but not that good against Phoenix because Treasure Cruise. It doesn't stop Treasure Cruise.
Yeah. It's like
Um,
when people voted Depth Sphere against you. It's always funny.
Now they just have like no cards left. Like they just played like a bunch of what like they didn't like they played a bunch of 1/1s and like 3 removal spells in a cage. But now they just don't have
Are
any
you gonna
cards left.
connive this turn? I probably wouldn't
Yeah.
connive because of NT. I don't like this. I want to kill NT. I
Well, they have
think
no
killing
cards in
NT.
hand. Oh, they have 1 card in hand. Yeah, I could have
Yeah.
passed. Yeah, I could have passed, I guess. I didn't really think about it that much. I can see passing being better. Probably should have passed. They could also like dark and sold their cage. I mean, I should have passed, I
Oh,
guess.
yeah. Yeah, yes, and Soul is actually a very big reason. Yeah, we shouldn't have asked, but it's
Ooh,
fine.
Bushwhacker. Okay. I mean, I guess I can go next. But I like to see Phoenix winning, so you can look at the. I mean, maybe I could have somehow punted this game to lose with
Oh,
everyone.
wait, I don't like this either. What? That was a punt. You should have double impulsed and got him back Phoenix. Last turn. After
I don't know the
Cruise, like,
order of what
you
happened.
played Beast for no reason.
Oh, what do you mean get back Phoenix, dude? They have cage.
Oh, wait, you're right. Never mind. Okay, that's fine.
Exactly.
Forgot about
Yeah. That's why we
that.
have
Yeah,
some
but also nothing
pros
matters.
here
Yeah.
to inform the real lines. Okay, this was a really cringe match. So first of all, my opponent's not even playing a tier deck. They're playing mono white humans from like last year, and I almost like
Mhm.
triple punt this match. It'll be a pain. I guess it'll be a good learning experience. I feel like I put like, yeah. I remember like feeling like this was a really cringe match. Okay. Yeah, pretty easy keep. I
Keep,
just
play top lane.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so I was like, they're not that likely to be convoke. I mean, they could be. So I was like, oh, it's probably convoke or humans.
I don't think you can Convoke. I think like 80+% of Convoke lists play Giganta. I think basically every Convoke list has
Yeah,
Giganta.
so I decided to just play Lava Glide and pass in case it's human, so I can fire Impulse Volley on the end step. And like even like it just so I just want to. I mean, maybe that
You
looks
don't want to
weird.
play Sleight of Hand?
Hmm?
You don't want to play Sleight of Hand?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really mind. I mean, I guess the only downside to playing the red land is that like I might get choked on blue spells because I have all these blue cantrips.
No, but I'm just saying instead of passing with a cantrip up, we can cantrip on our turn.
Well, what
And
if they
then
play
like
Sol? I
if
just
you
said Salia.
yeah, Thalia is a reason. Okay. Thalia is a good reason.
Like I would have like Luminarch Aspirant, which would make it. Also,
I mean,
I wanted to pass because I was like, if they're convoke, I didn't want them to like tap this. I guess that doesn't really make sense. For some reason, I don't. For some reason, I thought them tapping this would be bad for me, but I guess it doesn't really
well,
matter.
wait. You always have the option of still playing Pathway. I'm just saying sleight of hand during your turn, and then like if you hit a Spire Bluff, you can play that.
Yeah, no, well, no, because of Salia. I thought they're probably humans, like planes,
Sure. Okay.
one drop
Yeah,
human.
Thalia makes sense. So just pass. Yeah.
Yeah, I like you saw I was tanking there, but
I
I
mean,
don't
it
know.
seems close whether to play it, but I agree with doing this.
I decided to kill the Luminarch Aspirant.
Yes.
Yeah, then I just like cantrip. I guess I was going too fast, but it was like easy cantrips. Then I just axe this, attack. I guess it's kind of interesting because like they could have Adeline and then I can't kill it, but I don't know if
No,
it's
no,
worth
no. You're
talking.
still going to be able to trade Fiery Impulse and a Phoenix for the Adeline, so it's fine. And like playing Adeline isn't that good for them, and starting to pressure them is pretty nice.
Yeah, I
So I
mean
agree
that's
with
why
that one.
I thought playing Adeline's not that good for them, but you could say that's like an entry to start losing the game because we're ahead on a lot of metrics.
Right.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
was thinking like so. The thing is, but if they don't play Adeline, then the axe could also be awkward. Like I thought getting Phoenix back just seemed it seemed pretty good for like all the situations they don't play Adeline. Like what if they play Thalia and then I can't return a Phoenix when I could have had like a Phoenix and play the whole time. I mean that
Yeah.
it's probably not worth saying too much, but it was like kind of
Because
interesting.
most of the time you kill whatever they play, and then like you got 6 damage from this Phoenix, which is great. So I don't
Kind
think
of,
it's super
yeah.
close even.
So they play Adeline, Chatelaine. I think I might have just
Oh,
I
wait, wait,
pieces
wait. This
here.
is interesting. Uh, I would probably pieces, not attack. That's probably my
Yeah,
play.
I'm pretty sure that's what I do. I would be surprised if I don't do that because it's just like so much more mana efficient. It's so conservative and like good.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
mill two phoenixes. Nice.
Okay, this game seems pretty
Yeah, it's pretty
pretty
over.
over.
Like if they played Thalia or Rest in Peace, it could have been
Yeah,
close.
they need. Yeah, yeah.
I love Phoenix when it's good. Ha ha ha. Okay, we can. So game one I won pretty easily. Okay, so yeah. I remember when people used to say mono white praise on Phoenix, Trololo. Probably not constructive to say that, but okay.
I have never heard a reasonable person say that. Just
Okay.
saying.
Nice way to insult a lot of people. I guess there's not that much to do. I wasn't or sideboard. Actually, well, I guess this was kind of interesting. I to hedge for Cruise more or to hedge for Rest in Peace, I only had 3 Delph spells in my deck, which could have been loose. But I was like, Prismari's kind of good. They might have Portable Hole. I didn't side in Drake because I thought like Ledger Shredder and Anger was good enough. Or I thought Prismari would be better than Drake, even though obviously if they play Rest in like I thought I could beat Rest in Peace was just like doing like whatever. I have Blue Sun too. Blue Sun I sided in Blue Sun, which is kind of whatever. Like it might not be good enough, but Blue Sun has like you can seal their 1-drop. It's good against Warden. It's good against like Rest in Peace. You can seal Adeline.
I mean, when I was playing this matchup like a year ago, I was siding in Drake's. But the Blue Sun is probably better than a Drake.
And Prismari
And
maybe.
I don't know if I mean, do you think they're boarding in Portable Hole against you?
I don't know. I mean, my opponent here did, and this was a decent player, but um,
I might have
yeah.
just like hedged. I might have boarded in like 1 Kraken Drake, so I have 1 in my deck. You know.
Also, like I was
Like
thinking, like Hall's good against them too. Like they can't really remove Halls easily, but I guess they're like weddings.
yes, there's definitely
You can tell it's gonna be yeah.
matchup with Hall.
So I don't know why. So I guess I have the option to
Wait,
sleight of hand.
this is interesting. I don't know what I would have done there.
Yeah, let's think. Like, what is?
I would probably have sleight of handed. There's just like you don't really want to kill this hopeful initiate, right? So what are you killing? You're killing Luminarch Aspirant. Like that's the only reason. But I think that card is not very good against you, so it might be one of the cards they're cutting. And then like how many are even in their list? I would just sleight of hand on our turn. I think that would be my
Yeah,
play.
I remember. I think the reason I didn't sleight of hand was because I was like, oh, I want to play Ledger on turn 2, and I don't need to play Anger on turn 3. But it might have been wrong. I remember it's like, oh, I just want to cast Impulse until Ledger, and then I can sleight of hand later. But that might have been loose. I don't know if that really made
Yeah, I
sense.
mean the reason I don't want to impulse is like first of all I want to get value from this anger as much as possible, and second of all like if they play Thalia, I mean you still have the lightning axe, but then like if you have to use the lightning axe on the Thalia, then now you can't answer Adeline. So I'm
Yeah, I
pretty sure
probably
it's
should
bad to
just
use
sleight of
impulse on
handed.
this.
For some reason, I mean, I remember what I was thinking. I was just thinking, oh, I want to play Ledger on turn 2, and if I play Ledger, I mean, this I can say what I was thinking. Like I was thinking, oh, I want to play Ledger on turn 2, and if they play like a Luminarch or a creature, then I want to impulse it so that I can play my Ledger in peace. And I'm like, this is more defensive, but it's probably better to play sleight of hand because like what you're saying about Thalia, like it's kind of like I don't know. It's you don't really want to axe the Thalia in an emergency scenario. So
Right.
I think I should have probably sleight of hand. I like again, this was like another situation where I'm like, I was just thinking, oh my god, it's so cringe that I lost this game. I was just thinking that I was like so. This is again where I'm like thinking I'm so ahead, so I'm doing like weird lines. I'm pretty sure it's just Ledger Shredder here. I don't know what. I don't know if that seems bad. Like, I guess I should think so. Like, well, I wasn't thinking that much in this game, obviously, but yeah, it seems good to play Ledger here because like it's not like how holding up a removal is that useful here.
I agree. Yeah, I would play Ledger Shredder. I would
I mean, I
block.
could not block, but I was like, they're gonna spend the whole turn on Gunshowing, and then I just cast pieces.
Right. This seems totally fine for us.
So I pieces. I think I took Anger and Consider, which might have been loose. Maybe I should have taken Axe. I don't
That's
care.
kind of close. Well, I mean, actually, is the anger even good? Maybe it's lightning axe consider, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, what is second anger doing for you?
Well, I should have
I
probably
don't
taken
know.
Axe. I remember what I was thinking, which was kind of loose. I'm like, oh, if I don't take Anger, then they'll know I have Anger, and then they'll play around it. And I'm like, oh, if I take second Anger, then they'll try and like let me anger them, and then I'll have the second Anger to clean up, which is like kind of like I don't know if that makes sense. That's what I was thinking.
I think I would have taken consider lightning axe. Like your hand isn't. It's kind of easy for your hand to fizzle still with just the sleight of hand. So I don't really want to take Anger plus Lightning Axe. And also just like it's kind of a non-bow to take the like if your hand is all removable in 2 Angers, it's pretty awkward. So probably I would have taken
Well, my
another Lightning
thinking
Axe.
was they're gonna like play a creature to like let me anger them, and then I'll have the second anger as back up. But that's kind of troll. I mean, I was
You
almost,
just
like they could have like Brave the Elements. Like they didn't play anything on turn 2 or turn 3. So like, what if they Brave the Elements? So you want second anger? I think that's why I took it too.
I don't know. That seems fine. Like, what is their? Yeah. So,
Like, what if they play
what is
like
the
they?
ban?
I mean, there's probably a decent chance they have Brave the Elements if they didn't do anything on turn 2. Doesn't this place I usually play like 4 Brave the Elements? And it's like
I
that
think
card would
that's
be.
also one of the cards they might be cutting against you. I know in the past when I talked about the matchup with someone, they said they're. I don't know if they're keeping them in against you.
But based on the way they've been playing, also like
I mean,
you could say
they
it's
do
like
have
one
a
of the
lot
ways we
of
lose.
hands.
Like have it like it's one of the ways that
Yeah.
they can blow out anger is Brave. Like if you think about ways you could lose, I can see taking Axe though. I mean, I remember my step pattern was like lose. It was like, oh, if I don't take anger, then the like no, I have a second anger, which is like kind of weird. Say so they attack here. Oops. Okay, I guess I should say. I mean, I could have gone anger and fiery impulse. That was
Yes,
probably what
that's
I
what I
should
would
have
have done.
done. I don't know. I
Yeah.
did. I think. Yeah, I don't. I did some weird stuff. Like this is why I said this was cringe. I don't really know what my logic was here.
Like, what's happening now? Are we gonna Lightning Axe the Adeline or what?
Yeah, and they brave it,
Okay.
and then they return Phoenix and pass.
And then you like try to trade Phoenix plus Impulse for Adeline and then Anger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a second Brave here or what?
No, it just. I think they also did they multiply this game or is this not this game?
Oh, I thought you said you lost this game. Maybe I misunderstood.
I did.
You lost this game from this position? What?
What do you mean, dude? Chill. Chill. Silence in the
Okay, so
peanut
they're gonna press
gallery.
it, right? That's what's gonna happen.
No, I don't think so.
I would. I don't like that we. No.
You
Okay.
don't like
We
attacking?
hit on that plan. Okay. No. 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 This all seems fine. Yeah. Oh, the non-bow.
I think I attacked was like I think I attacked with 3 Phoenixes or 2. I only attacked with 2 Phoenixes because I'm like if they don't have removal, I can just attack with 3 next turn anyway.
Okay.
Like I would have been dead
Wow.
if I didn't. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we could have attacked with the Ledger Shredder. I mean,
could I have? Yeah, maybe. And then had the Phoenixes back. Anyway, that was why I lost this game. Kind of cringe.
what did
Maybe.
we? Yeah. So I mean, there was some stuff
I mean,
that
if there
would
was
have
a
been
turn, I
wrong.
could have just like anger. I could have anger impulsed. Like I got blow. I
Yes,
could.
if we anger impulse that turn, we're in a much better position, right? Yes.
Well, they just brave. It's like kind of similar.
Yeah, but then it's much cleaner for you the next turn, right? I think.
Maybe. I mean, I played kind of random, but
They
I don't.
brave. In response, you axe the Adeline, right? And then it's it's a very good position for you still.
Well, didn't
I
their
mean, like,
Adeline
it's
end
up
up
to you
dying
if you
anyway?
want that
Like,
game.
isn't that similar? Like, didn't their Adeline just die anyway because I just impulsed it and blocked with Phoenix, and then they play Wedding? Wouldn't it be like a
Uh,
similar position?
yes, but your hand is less clunky. Like your hand is better. The anger being out of your hand is good. Like that's I guess a big heuristic for me with playing this deck is like I try to play anger sooner rather than later. I try to play pieces sooner rather than later, just so I have more optionality on the following turns. Like anger being like you use 2 cantrips there or something instead of anger, right? Um, so
Yeah.
I think that's a much better position for you.
This is game 3. Yeah, I was feeling like I can't believe I lost this game. Like, what did I do? I played this land so that they're more likely to play into Anchor, Trololo,
Makes sense.
kill Thalia, cast pieces. This is kind of
I don't
interesting. I
know.
could have played on the red. I could have played on the red land side, and then played pieces was blue up.
I think it's definitely bad to anger this turn. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would definitely not anger this turn. I think it's like pointless. Like I would just
So then the
play
question is
pieces.
just like,
Yeah, just what land. I mean, I was like, oh, I could this way I could hit lightning axe, but that was probably kind of loose. I probably should have just played on the red side. I mean, like if I was trying to hit lightning axe for some reason, but it was kind of, if I hit axe, it's
because
kind of good for me
yes,
anyway.
it's like 4 lightning axes versus 12 cantrips or whatever, plus treasure cruise.
Yeah,
So it seems like it was bad.
yeah, it's cringe for sure.
Now, like even if we hit the red source, we can't cast impulse.
Yeah, I mean, I made this game cringe for sure. My opponent also multiplied this game too. I don't know. I guess I'm going kind of fast, but I just cast pieces and pass. Play lieutenant. I mean, I guess it's, yeah, I kind of tanked for a while without break. So I guess this is kind of a. So I impulse one of them, and then I decide to actually axe a token, so I don't die to like brave the elements as easily. And I think I might have pitched the pieces here, which could be wrong, but I had two
Wait, what?
Phoenix.
Why are we doing this? I don't
So I don't
understand.
die to brave the elements, because they could like cast, if I cast anger, they can brave the elements name red.
I see. Do they know about the anger? Is the anger face up? What's face up?
I mean, I don't know if it matters if it's face up or not. Like, okay, so if I don't
Well, it kind of
axe,
does. Like, if the anger isn't face up and they had brave, they might have played it this turn.
wait,
Actually,
when? Why would they ever brave when like, would they brave to so I can't fiery impulse? When would they have brave?
there's a couple of points where they could have braved. They could have braved in response to the first removal spell. They could have also braved before attackers and just gone for lethal.
Yeah, but you can, what do you mean gone? Is it lethal?
Yeah, because you can't block with Arclight Phoenix, right? So.
Yeah, but I have 2 mana up. Like, I don't know. I think it's like pretty easy to tell. Like,
Well, I'm just saying
they
it
wouldn't
depends on
brave.
like what they know about our hand. I don't know.
What do you mean know
It's not.
about a hand? I mean, I have like 2 mana up. I think you can like shortcut pretty quickly that somebody wouldn't cast to brave the elements to go for lethal when I have like 7 cards in hand and like 2 steam vents up. Um, like I mean, you can just shortcut stuff. Like you don't need to think about every situation. You can just shortcut to like, okay, can I potentially like die to brave, and you don't have to be like, oh, it like I think it's like pretty easy to shortcut that they wouldn't cast it. I would because okay, here's it. Like I'm just thinking now if they have brave, like if I don't axe, I go to 3 life. This flips on the end step. I untap. I cast Anger of the Gods. They brave, and then they have like 3 lethal creatures, and I'm at 3 life. You see what I'm saying? And I can't even get my Phoenixes back because I have 6 mana. I mean, I don't know. I guess I kind of brushed over what you were saying, but I think it was like
Yeah, I don't know. We just went kind of fast. Like I kind of lost track
I
of
was like
exactly what
short.
was
I guess I was
happening.
shortcutting a lot of stuff. I feel like I'm like pretty far
Yeah.
ahead here, and one of the
I
ways I
agree.
can lose is brave. So
No,
it was.
casting actor seems very reasonable to me. Yeah.
I was just shortcutting a bunch of stuff because I feel like you can kind of like infer stuff, and then they actually decide to brave here. So I baited the brave out of their hand, and then I'm able to anger, and then I can win from here.
Yeah. Now the game is just over.
But I mean, the reason I did that is like I don't need to think like, oh, would they have braved? Would they have this? I can just be like, okay, I'm like really favored here. I could die to brave, so I can just like play around it. That's why I axed. I guess I was like just trying to say like you can shortcut all that stuff because if you just think about all that other stuff, then
I
you're
don't
just kind
like.
of wasting thinking time.
I don't like that we're not attacking here.
Well, I'm dead
Or
to.
like
They have a
I don't know.
wedding
Like,
announcement.
yeah, you could say that nothing matters there. I don't know. It's weird that we didn't attack. I maybe would have attacked for 6 and then played anger. Maybe that's what I would have done. I just don't want to give them a bunch of time since they have
Don't
this
they have a
recruitment
recruitment
officer.
officer?
Yeah.
Like where would where would I mean, what would you mean kill this somehow?
Yeah, so I'm saying I might have attacked with the phoenixes and then angered the board.
What, anger my own phoenixes?
Yes. That might be bad. I mean, it seems like
What?
there's a lot of these you could have played that last turn.
Why would you anger your both your phoenix? I mean, I don't think this is like too like you you want to attack so that you could anger your own phoenixes. Sounds kind of sus.
Well, you can impulse a phoenix before the anger resolves if you want to.
Okay,
Then you keep a
I'm
phoenix.
gonna go to that turn because what you're saying doesn't make any sense to me. So I want to see what this is.
Yeah, I'm not
Like, why would you
I'm not
impulse
sure
your own
what happened there
phoenix when
with
you could
Mario about
impulse
that.
one of their creatures? Like, how many creatures did they have?
I think they had 2 creatures. I think they had Recruitment Officer and Thalia. I'm just not sure what happened with the Prismari command that we cast. That's what I'm confused by. Okay. So we're a few turns away, I think.
Yeah, I hope I didn't click fast forward too many times. Maybe if I click this pause button, it'll pause. Motor. I might have accidentally fast forwarded past the. We'll see.
That's always, yeah. I mean, we can try and see what happens here. So, okay, so it's going to be like that next turn is going to be the place where we here you attack, and then they play Thalia Recruitment Officer. And now the question is, what are we?
So I Prismari the Thalia, then I. Yeah, so I. Okay, should I?
Like we could have impulse, right? We just had impulse, and we
No, I
or
don't
did we
think
hit the
so.
impulse off the
Let me
pieces?
see. Let's click it. One. If you're watching this video, just fast forward this part. I'm not gonna edit this. I just said that for the people watching the video.
That's considerate.
Yeah. I know if people are putting pick lock in the deck, they need some manuals on video watching too. Just kidding. That's I don't know. I said that it's toxic and embarrassing to say. Okay, I just stopped clicking this. I've clicked it like 7 times now. If it goes past it again, that'll be embarrassing. I don't think it will though. It might though. This is just the kind of stuff you have to do when you didn't set up the Moto infrastructure, so you're just going turn by turn. Okay. It's like faster the second time. It's like when you walk in a new path, it feels longer the first time. The second time.
Yeah.
Okay, pause. So here I can click the fast forward button because this turn it's just anger. I mean, yeah, I played the land. I don't know. Okay, because I have like pieces in hand.
Playing the
Okay.
land seems good with pieces in hand. Yeah, agree.
Oops. Okay, so I Prismari the Thalia. I feel like that's not that controversial to do.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, you can ask whether you want to make a treasure or loot, but I guess your hand is good, so you don't really
I
want
think
to loot.
I wanted to make
So
a treasure so that I could like have a mana up with pieces. I wanted
that
to,
makes sense.
I mean, you could loot, I guess, but I wanted to like have the mana with the pieces, which I guess could be like debatable. Could be like it could be better to loot, but I don't know. It's too much to talk about. So yeah, and then yeah, I don't hit the impulse
You don't hit the impulse, but wait, why are we?
because I didn't play a
Why are
land
we
this turn yet, so I
now?
could like hit a
Can't be
hall.
now because of all, right?
Yeah, or like any like I could draw like Spire Bluff Hall. I mean, I
Okay.
could wait, but I don't know. It seemed
No,
kind of.
I was just confused, like why
And
we
this is
ended
where
up
I
with the
didn't
impulse.
attack. This is the first turn I don't attack, and you were saying why didn't you anger there? So I don't know. I think that was fine.
I mean, I don't think it's like crazy. You could have angered there, but you probably don't want to
I
do
mean, I
that
think it's
against
pretty
Castle
crazy.
Rock.
Why would I anger when we both have two creatures? Like I have two phoenixes in play, and yeah, like they have
Yeah.
cuts like was wedding, and it's like my only clock is these phoenixes, and I like can't. I don't even have
Right.
treasure. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some quants will say anger, but
Well,
yes,
I think if you do anger, you have to impulse your own thing.
which
But
I don't
then,
have
like, at
mana
that
to.
point,
Like I
you're not
don't.
even.
I
Yeah,
can't do that. Like yeah, like they
it
have
can't be
Stallion in
good.
play.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
anger would
yeah.
be 4 mana.
Right.
I don't think that really makes any
Well,
sense.
yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
So I think that not attacking there made sense. And then here I just like kind of win. I just attack. I have double removal even up, so like no
Yeah.
reason to hold it back. Like they have like no cards in hand. I don't know. Impulse. They tap it. Like Jwari, 95% win rate. Jwari. Okay, that was a cringe match. I can do another. I don't know if you're getting tired.
No, I'm not.
So
I'm alert.
okay, Varo. This is against Sacrifice. I think I probably messaged you around here. Oh, this is another cringe match. Okay. Pretty easy keep, I feel like. The reveal
Yeah,
Giganta.
this is just like snap keep. Yeah.
Feel free to leave in the comments if you get annoyed when I say easy keep for easy keeps. When I watched my own video last time, I was getting annoyed at myself for saying that. I don't know. So I'm just saying that, I guess. So, yeah. By the way, I feel like Prismari Command. Actually, no, I'm not gonna. I was gonna say it would be better than Treasure Cruise if they Thoughtseize us, but I guess. Yeah, actually, oh, they do Thoughtseize us. So Prismari Command, the one Prismari Command looking smart here. Like it's better than Treasure Cruise here. They're stuck on
Sure,
one
that's
land. That's good.
but it's probably close.
I didn't respond. Didn't really think there was a reason to.
Yeah, there's no reason to
I
respond.
don't know
Yeah.
why I even said that. I didn't want Fiery Impulse, which I guess you could take it, but I don't know. I felt like I wanted to dig to Treasure Cruise.
It seems good to try and develop here. Yeah, like you have a window to try and do something. I mean, like Fiery Impulse is going to be good if they like play land Fable, but
Yeah, this might have
what
been
is it?
loose, but I didn't sleight of hand here. Yeah, I probably should have sleight of hand. I was like, oh, if I wait a turn, then I can return Phoenix. Well, maybe that's loose.
That seems loose to me. Yes, there's
But I
like
thought,
Treasure Cruise, there's Ledger Shredder, there's a lot of stuff.
well,
Yeah,
Ledger Shredder, is that really a reason to sleight of hand main phase?
I think so. I mean, like you
Like,
would
would you
play the
cast
Ledger
Ledger?
Shredder.
I don't know. I might hold it because my hand's really bad and I might want to wait for Connive, like I'm playing Sack, like I have time. I mean, it's probably. I mean, I
Yeah,
could have been wrong. I was just thinking. Oh, I was thinking. Oh, what if I sleight of hand into like a 1 mana cantrip? But I guess the main thing to say is in these situations where you're flooding, you can always just hardcast Arclight Phoenix. But that's why I didn't sleight. I was like,
yeah.
oh,
Well, that's what I was kind of imagining is we might end up hardcasting Arclight next turn, but this was like a pretty likely outcome, and I guess it works out well for us what you did. Yeah, I guess it's
yeah,
not actually that insane to pass. It might be. I'm not sure what's right there. I guess that seems kind of
yeah.
close.
It's probably kind of close. I guess I'm going kind of fast now. Um,
I would have opted
main
pre-combat
phase.
because yeah, yeah.
I think I
Oh,
wanted to
you just
pass
want to like
was
hold up the Jaris? I see.
because they're stuck on 3 lands. Yeah, and I could like double
I
Jwari.
was thinking if you like hit pieces of the puzzle, you want to cast it. But okay, I guess with two Jaris, this seems
Yeah, I
reasonable.
wanted to hold up Jwari because I felt like this is like one of the last turns where Jwari could potentially be good.
Mhm.
And
Well, you don't like commit. You can still have Dwari up after you play Opt. But like, if
well,
you
not
do hit
double
the pieces of the
Jwari.
puzzle, you play pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah, but not double Jwari. Otherwise, I have to shock myself with Steam Vents.
Sure. Okay, that's true.
Also, I told him like not like if I drop pieces, I can just cast the next turn. I get Time Walk because they're at 8 life, so just taking an extra turn seemed good. I was uh I think I hardcast my Time Walk here because like I could draw a fork or something. So I guess I could.
No, I like casting it. I like casting it because they're also just a Thoughtseize deck, right? So I
Well,
like this.
Thoughtseizes isn't. Yeah. I forget to get. I was yeah. So I cast it. I play consider. I mill that. I didn't. I was planning to end of turn like fork and impulse. So I didn't want to impulse main phase because they have oven, and I was planning to like on their turn like fork impulse. So I could have like tried to save the like fork the sleight of hand.
I see.
I mean, maybe I should have forked the sleight of hand. Maybe that would have been better. Oh, I think I wanted to hold up Jwari too because they missed the land last turn, so I could like Jwari a devil maybe. I mean that's maybe that sounds loose. But also like if they play a devil, then I could like if they play a land, then I can fork like kill it, reflection kill. I don't know. I mean that's just
Yeah.
random stuff I was thinking.
No,
That's a
I would not fork Galvanic Iteration.
yeah. So I swing, then I
Sorry, I would not fork Sleight of Hand.
yeah,
I agree with that.
and I pass. I didn't want to like let them oven main phase. I think, and then I think they just cast devil and they lose. By the way, take note of the jar as being good here. Oh, actually, I punt here, but we're not gonna look at that.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Is we should be impulsing the Blood Tide Harvester in their upkeep, probably. No, wait, then they can still Fable it. I mean,
Well, I could have impulsed it was the devil on the stack.
oh, you didn't do that. Yes, we definitely should have done that. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that was the punt. But luckily they don't sack the reflection, so I'm able to just get back my Phoenix. Okay, let me see. So game two.
That's like a
Also,
huge punt. You can kind of easily lose from that position. Actually, like, yeah, that was
yeah,
really bad.
don't
But
worry about it. Don't worry about it. My opponent reveals Giganta again, so I know they don't have leyline. Oh, I could look. I went kind of fast.
we can look at the sideboarding.
Uh, yeah, it's kind of cringe. I mean, I'm pretty sure I sided badly, probably.
Mhm.
So I left in one fork, one time walk. It seems to set out all the axes. So I probably like if we look what I seem to side in Blue Sun and leave in Ledger, which is kind of sus. Siding in Blue Sun. I mean, I did it because of Fable, but it's kind of loose, maybe because they can like claim the Fable token back. Like it plays into claim. Leaving in one fork, one time lock's kind of random, but I guess it's fine. Oh, I seem to side in the anger, which I don't know if I like, but I think I messaged you and you seemed to say you thought it was fine, so I was like, okay, I'll try it, I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, I think the biggest thing, like this stuff is kind of random. The biggest thing is I think I want both. I want the full combo package against no leyline, but you don't know that they don't have
Yeah, I didn't know they
leyline.
had no
So
ley line
going,
at the time.
yeah, so going into game two, I would have fully cut the combo pack, in fact, and boarded it into Drake's, because it's just like
What
defensive.
about
You're like
Shredder?
expecting the leyline,
What
so
about
that's what I would have
Shredder?
done.
What about Shredder?
I would not have been cutting shredders. Yeah, I would have fully cut the combo package and been
What
relying
about, do
on
you
the
think
creature.
Blue Sun's bad? It seems kind of bad, I don't know, but
I It seems okay. I just don't have like the sample size to say. Actually, wait, they also play oven. It seems bad. I would not board it in. Yes, it seems
so
bad.
yeah, that hand was easy. Maul, I
Yeah,
think it's like pretty easy to bottom Shredder here, because I don't know.
yeah. Now that that seems reasonable. Now that they've shown you no A line, you can play towards like the one trespass you have in your deck. Yeah.
Yeah, and also like yeah, like it seemed like bad tempo to keep it. Probably just like sleight of hands. Yeah, impulse good. I don't. Well, I guess it's kind of interesting. You could impulse this, but I thought I would rather impulse a Fable token.
These spots are like really close. I don't. I would probably not impulse, and then yeah, wait and see if they play a Fable, and if they don't, then I would impulse and step. Yeah, okay, I agree with this.
Wow, I can't believe I lost this game. Or did I lose this game? If I lose this game, it's cringe.
Let's find out.
Oh, well, that explains it. I remember the last one of these games gets crazy. Okay. Yeah.
think you need to play Ledger Shredder this turn. They have Cat Oven. They're going to be draining you pretty aggressively. They're going to be buffering their life total. It's going to be hard, especially if you don't have 2 Trespasses in your deck. Like, it's going to be hard for you to kill them with them at 27 life or whatever. So I think it's pretty important for you to play Ledger Shredder this turn.
Well, I have like 3 Prismaris in my deck, so I can like pieces into Prismari.
Okay, but at that point, they're like already at 23 life, and they have some floating around. So,
Well, what do you mean
I
they're at 23
just think
life?
it's going to be important for you to get Ledger Shredder down this turn.
What do you mean they're at 23 life? Why are you worried about the clock here? Don't we have like better late game than them? If we like just use Prismari to blow up their ovens, like why do we need? What do you mean they're at 23? Like
I don't think you have a better late game than them with only 1 Trespass and
what do you
1
mean?
Galvanic Iteration in
I
your
have
deck.
I have 4 cruises in my deck, and I can just Prismari their oven. I have 3 Prismaris. I can just blow up
Cruise
their
isn't
ovens.
actually late game. Cruise, like, it's what is Cruise doing for you?
What do you mean? I have 3 Prismaris in my deck. I just
Hull is not a win con, unlike a lot of other places. And they have Fatal Pushes and they have Claims. So they have answers to big Ledger Shredder.
I mean, I told
Like,
you what I'm gonna do.
probably-
I have 3 Prismaris. I'm just gonna kill every oven. Like, what do they do if I
Yes,
just?
you can kill the ovens, but like, first of all, they have more ovens. Yeah, I just don't think your late game obviously trumps their late game. In this position, I would expect their late game to trump your late game, and I would try to be setting up clock here.
Well, if I Treasure Cruise just means that I can draw my deck pretty quickly, and if I draw Prismari, I can just kill every threat they play. Like, for example, if I pieces and I hit like Fiery Impulse Prismari, I can like Fiery Impulse their Harvester. I'm not even taking a lot of damage, and the next turn I can like Prismari their oven.
Okay, but you can't
Cruise.
rely. You don't always find the Prismari. It's 3 cards in 43. Like, that's not that likely for you to hit. It's very easy for you to miss. I would just take the guaranteed development of the Ledger Shredder. Ledger Shredder blocks their entire board. They don't have attacks if you play Ledger Shredder, right? Yeah.
While they have 4 cards in hands, you don't think they're likely to have a removal spell in hand?
They could easily have it. They could easily not. I don't know.
Like, they could easily have it. They could easily not. I mean, if I play Ledger, am I like pretty likely to just lose to a removal spell?
No, I don't think that's true. Why would that be true?
Well, like, for example, if I Ledger now, then I can't. Then I can't pieces into Prismari next turn. Like, if I Ledger now, then it's like disables my ability to cast Prismari command next turn. Also, I can like pieces into like a removal for the Harvester. I can also like pieces into Treasure Cruise.
You get 2 looks off the Consider and 1 look off the Ledger Shredder, and then if you draw more cantrips, those are redraws. You can still easily find the Prismari command.
Well, it's not easily. It's just like, if I pieces now, I'm just way more likely to be able to cast Prismari next turn. I'm just noting that if I play Ledger now, and then next turn I cast pieces, it's pretty bad to cast pieces next turn because if I cast pieces next turn, I won't have the mana to be able to cast Prismari. And that's also worth noting, I'm pretty likely to find a Treasure Cruise.
Here's the other thing, is I'm not okay with taking 3 damage off his Blood Tithe Harvester. So, you also are going to need to find removal this turn. I think if you don't find removal for Blood Tithe Harvester off pieces this turn, it's a very problematic situation.
Well,
and you cut your access as well, right? So you really don't have that many answers to Blood Tithe Harvester. So you need, you're looking for Prismari command and removal, which is pretty
don't I just, literally instantly die to claim? But if I cast Ledger, don't I just, instantly die to claim the first form?
Yes. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm not. I feel like because I feel like I'm not I can if I just I feel like I'm extremely likely to cast Prismari next turn, and if I cast Prismari next turn, it takes away their clock. I'm extremely highly likely chance to find treasure on my turn 5. I feel like I'm very likely to find Treasure Cruise, Phoenix, Prismari, which takes away their clock. And I would rather just cast cantrips to dig to those cards than play Ledger and instantly die to claim, which are extremely likely to have either that or push, because they've been they missed their land drop. I don't know, and people usually keep in a ton of removal spells, and they have so many cards. They're almost 15 cards into their deck at this point.
What do you mean people keep in a ton of removal spells?
I
You
mean,
mean?
I would like people probably keep in at least 3 removal spells. Like I would be
Yes.
surprised.
Well, actually, people do a lot of random stuff. We don't really know what this guy is doing, but
Well,
I think the duel is one of the cards that gets cut a lot in this matchup.
I
So
mean,
like
I
potentially
think
they
on
could be really right
average,
on the middle.
I think on well, it's not. It's just like like I think on average, people will have like at least 3 removal spells in their deck against Phoenix. Probably,
You
and by
mean
a lot, I think it's
including
probably
claims or not? Wait. When you say three, you mean including claims or not including claims?
including claims. Like just like they're at least likely to have 3 removal spells for Ledger Shredder, the creature I'm about to
I
cast,
agree with that. Yes, yeah, I agree with that
and
statement.
probably like a lot might have like 4 or 5. I mean, I don't know exactly, but around like I would
But
guess like
their range is just like literally anything here. Like you would keep all the hands that look like this. Blood Tithe Harvester is like a very premium card from their side. So they would keep a bunch of these hands. Like I'm saying there's no reason to think that their range
well,
trends towards removal.
they
It's
didn't
just
play
like
anything on
a
turn
range
one,
card
right?
they could or could not
Let
have.
me let me see. Did they play anything on turn one? Yeah, they
Did
cast
they play
Witch's
the oven
Oven.
on turn one? I thought they played oven.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Like
if they
you
had
would
a
keep
discard,
all the oven blood type hands. So their hand could just be anything.
well, they probably don't have a discard spell if they cast Oven on turn one,
Uh
because then they can't
I
discard
don't
the pieces. Like they missed the land drop. I mean, I guess
that
it's
might be
kind of
true. That's
it's
probably
like
true. It's
I,
clearly because of spell pierce though. Like you really don't want to get your oven spell pierced. So
I mean, if I have to, I don't know what the odds are. Like maybe I could tag some quant like Julian, but I feel like they're like probably around 70% to have a removal spell in this situation, especially if you account for the fact that they can untap Deadly Dispute and then draw a removal spell off that dispute.
70% seems way too high to me intuitively, I think. I would call it like a coin flip. It feels like 50-50ish to me. Maybe
Let's see,
even lower than that.
they have 13. There's 13 cards into their deck. Let's if they have 4 removal spells in their deck, and there's 13 cards into their deck. Isn't that like isn't that like more than 70% that they have 1 removal spell? And we already know that it's less likely to be lands because they've been missing land
How
drops.
deep they are into their deck doesn't matter. What matters is how many cards they currently have in hand, which is not that many, right?
Well,
Like,
that means
okay,
every
so
card that how deep in the deck is means all the cards they've played that aren't a removal spell. Like, if your opponent has, you see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they have 4 cards in hand, but they play like I don't know what's a articulate way to put it, but like they've seen 13 cards. Like they've seen 13 cards of their deck, and they, you see what I'm saying? And if they have
yes,
4 removal
but
spells,
but most of these 13 cards were not removal spells, right?
I think I don't know a good way to
Nine
articulate it, but
13 cards were not a removal spell.
what does that mean? Like,
I'm saying that doesn't increase the chance of the 4 cards in their hand being removal spells.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I think the calculation that you would run is 4 out of 52
it
with
does
4 hits.
increase. It does increase that it's a removal spell in their hand because it's like if your opponent's playing like the last cards your opponents are likely to have in hand is like I don't know how to. I guess I need to think for a second how to say this, but it like
Okay.
does increase like the cards they're likely to have. Like I don't like. Let me think how to put it. Like the cards in hand like have to be. I don't know what's a good because it's like sounds dumb. It's like the cards they have in hand have to be a removal spell. It's kind of like when you're playing a game. Like the last cards your opponents are likely to have a removal spell because they haven't had an opportunity to cast it yet, and they've been.
They were stuck on mana though, right? They missed a land, so they can have like any spells in their hand. I
Well, that
mean,
makes
we
it even
know
more
that
likely they have a removal. That makes it even more likely that they have a removal spell because we know that they don't have like lands in hand.
they could technically have lands in hand because they resolve Deadly Dispute, so they could have 1 land in hand right now. But they have at least 3 spells in hand. That is true.
Yeah, but you're not looking 5 out of 48 cards. It's 15 cards. Like they've drawn. Like I don't know. Maybe
I don't
like
think cards though. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure what the calculation you would do here is. I guess, but
okay.
it
Like
doesn't
let's
feel right
say
to me that.
let's say you're playing against Amulet or something, and it's like, what's the
Yeah.
chance they have Titan in hand here? It's like,
Uh-huh.
are you going to be like, oh, they have 4 cards? Like, I don't know what's the right way to put this formula, but what I'm trying.
But the Amulet keep range skews very heavily towards Titan, and their keep range does not skew towards removal at all. Their hand could just be anything at this point because you would keep all the Oven Blood Tithe hands.
Okay,
All
I mean,
your
I found
hands.
a better way to say it. Like, why is it not? What is the chance that in? Okay, so I see what you're saying because I'm saying like, okay, I'm trying to see the odds. What's okay? So I'm saying, what are the odds that in 12, that in like 13, let's say 15, like I'm like, what are the odds that in 15 cards they've seen a removal spell? And you're saying, well, no, like it's not that because they played all these cards that aren't a removal spell. But what I'm trying to say is that like it's kind of like they've gone through 6 or 7 cards that aren't removal spells. Like they've got like they're like they've dug like I don't know how to say it, like they can never like. So I'm trying to say, okay, what is the? Sorry, that didn't make sense. I'm like, okay, I
Okay.
think
No,
that
yeah.
the odds are that they're
I'm
like
not
15.
100 sure. I'm not 100% sure what the calculation would be, but so I'm just plugging into hypergeometric. Population size 60, sample size 12, 4 hits. That is 60%. So even if that was the calculation, that's already lower than the 70%. But then I also think it's lower than that 60% because a lot of these cards were not removal. So like I feel like it's less than 12.
Well, I think
Like
it's
it's probably
higher
more
because we
than
know it's not a
4, but
land,
less than
right?
12.
Like it's
Say
not
it
a
again?
it's higher because we know it's not a land. Like you say, out of like 48 cards, but like half the cards in the deck are like lands. You know what I mean? Like it can't be a land.
Mm, yeah, I guess I'm confused by this. I'm not 100% sure what the calculation would be. I will think about this
Maybe we
later.
can
I
ask
mean, we're
Julian
probably
or
going too
something.
deep on like a pointless rabbit hole. We can talk about this
Yeah, I mean,
later.
we can ask like somebody who's good at maths to figure this out. Like, what I was saying didn't really make sense, but what I was, yeah, I mean, we can move on. But what I was trying to say is that like, yeah, I mean, we can move. Like, I guess I wasn't being clear here, but what I was trying to say is because of my esoteric mathematical beliefs, I thought they're like probably around 70% to have a removal spell here. My maths could have been wrong.
If your opponent is 70% to have removal, then I agree with playing pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah. And also because I mean, this is another situation where let me see. I'm going to see what time in the video so I can tell people they can skip this part if they're bored. Oh, okay.
Sure.
Let me think for a second. Oh yeah, this is another situation where you have to like assess. I was talking about power spikes yesterday. Like you have to assess like how powerful you are. And this was a situation where I was like, I felt like I I don't know, like I might have been like I was like, oh, I was like, I don't want to accept that I'm just dead to removal. Like I feel like I was like, oh, my opponent's been missing land drops, oh, it's a good matchup. Like I was just being like, oh,
Yeah,
I feel like probably
that's the other thing is when we said you're dead to removal, that's still pretty hyperbolic because after this consider, you immediately get 3 looks at removal to kill their Blood Tithe Harvester, right? Plus redraws.
yeah, but the part of the problem is like I take so much damage from the claims. I mean yeah.
But if you hit removal for the Blood Tithe, you're just taking the same amount of damage as if you didn't hit removal.
Yeah, but if I isn't it better like if I have removal in the top 3 cards, isn't it like better to pieces at that point?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So it's not like really that much of an. I mean, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, but like I just like. I mean, you could say it's like hyperbolic that we're dead to removal, but it's like much worse than to claim, and also like I just felt like I'm like extremely likely to find treasure cruise. I just thought I was like insanely likely to cast Prismari next turn. I mean, my plan was like play pieces so I can dig for Prismari, and then next turn play Prismari, try to stabilize. That was basically what I was thinking here. And I'm like, which could be wrong. I mean, I could be wrong here. Like, it's kind of a complicated spot, but like maybe I'm behind enough that I'm supposed to shredder. But I just thought that I'm
Yeah,
like
I
so
mean,
like
it's like a pretty borderline spot, because if you are at like 17 or 16 life right now, I would say yeah, definitely pieces. But like you're at 12 life, and then you take 4 more damage, and then you take 1 more damage. It's like really concerning at that point. It feels like a pretty scary situation, but it seems pretty close.
Well, I go to 7 life. Like I gotta untap at basically 7 life, assuming they don't play a devil. And then I
Yeah,
thought
but then
that
like,
I can untap at 7 life, and I'm so likely to cast Prismari. And at the point I cast
mhm.
Prismari, and then I'm like, I have 5 lands, so I'm like likely to like treasure cruise into like I don't know. I just thought it was more. I mean, I don't know if that makes sense. I just thought that
the
I was
other
like,
the other thing is that like even once you stabilize, you're not necessarily killing them that quickly, right? Because like if you have one phoenix, you're just not attacking at all because you don't want their cat to attack. So you're usually not killing them that fast, and at that point, like it's kind of easy for them to like once you go to 7 or 6 or whatever, it's kind of easy for them to set up a spot where a single mayhem devil is just going to kill you instantly. So this is like right next to the life total. That's super super dangerous. I
yeah.
think.
I I
So
I, I mean, I don't agree with the last point because I have like 3 Prismaris in my deck, and I can like copy it. I think it'll be hard for them to maintain art. Like, I think that like let's say a situation happens where it's like turn 6, turn 7. I think that it won't be that hard for me to turn the corner because I'll just start ripping through my deck so quickly with Treasure Cruise, and I can Prismari away their board. Um, so I'm not that worried about like turning the corner, like being like, oh, I can't attack with Phoenix and they have Cat. Like, I don't think it's that easy for them to set up a Devil. Uh, thing because I'm gonna start like treasure cruising and prismaring and I have like one time walk in my deck. I mean, I could be wrong there. I'm like getting kind of like I don't know, like head in knots or whatever because there's too much going on. But I guess what I'm trying to say is like I don't really agree that I feel like when I have 3 Prismars in my deck, I'm not really that scared of them like doing the burn stuff. If that makes sense.
oh wait, you know what we could do that might be useful is we could ask Logan what he thinks as like a third party that's also played Infinite Sack. That might be useful. But yeah, I'll go back to that spot and like ask Julian or something what the calculation is supposed to be because I feel like neither of us are exactly sure on that point.
Yeah, and also here I end up. It's also worth noting like time walk is also a card I could technically find here. Like by piecing now, like I can actually fork time walk next turn, but they Satsu's it. I think I play like might have played Ledger Anger here. I don't know. I don't. Oh no, I just get back Phoenix. I do this, then I fire Impulse, but they play Devil and I
I would
die.
have, I think I would have played Ledger Shredder at the start of this sequence.
Well, I can just return like I Arclight Phoenix in my graveyard, right?
Yes, yeah,
So
but you can play Ledger Shredder, then Cruise, then whatever, and you're still going to be able to get back Phoenix. That's what I'm saying. Like you ended up playing Shredder anyways. You just missed out on the Connect trigger.
yeah, for some reason I thought I was gonna anger. Also, if I cruise first, I could draw Prismari, right? Like I could cruise into Prismari and then destroy their oven. That's probably better
That's
than playing Shredder.
Yeah, maybe
Uh,
with 3 Prismaris. I'm not used to 3 Prismaris being in my deck. Maybe that's worth more than the connive
yeah,
trigger.
here I died to Devil.
I just think it's kind of easy for that, like exactly what happened here to happen. Like even if you had hit Prismari this turn, on their turn, they could have like the turn before this one for you. They could have easily played like Deadly Dispute. They could have easily played a second Oven. They could have easily just even Mayhem Devil last turn. I think is like very close to lethal. So yeah, I think you were like potentially supposed to kind of bite the
I mean, I
bullet
think
on
what I'm
after
thinking, I
removal.
was just thinking they're like 70% to have a removal spell, and if there's 70% to have a removal spell, I don't want to play Ledger. Also, I didn't hit a Prismari there. Like if I hit a Prismari, I wouldn't have been dead to the oven, the cat, the like the Devil.
I think you're often dead through a single Prismari command. That's part of my claim here. I don't think the first Prismari command is good enough. If you, I think Prismari command plus removal for the Blood Tithe Harvester is usually good enough, and I think Prismari command plus X is going to be. But I think like just Prismari command
I mean, Prismari
and
command
nothing
kills
else
the
really relevant
Harvester.
is often not good enough.
I mean, it's not Prismari command and nothing else relevant. Like, I'm likely to find well, first of all, Prismari command can kill the Harvester and the oven at the same time. But also, I'm casting pieces, and I have like consider. But I think we probably spent too much time. And also the main thing I was thinking about is I thought they're like 70% to have a removal spell in hand. And I didn't want to just instantly lose to removal spell. But yeah. Uh, I don't know if that you're unsatisfied with what I was saying there.
No, it just seems like a close spot to me. I don't know. Like my intuit, like I played a lot of both of these decks, and like I think if a sack my opponent there goes for pieces, I feel like I'm pretty happy about that. And if I'm doing it as Phoenix, I'm very scared to be doing that.
Are you used to playing against people with 3 Prismaris though?
No, like no one really has 3 Prismaris, and that definitely
Yeah.
changes the game. I just think it's a close spot, and I mean it does in large part depend on like what the math for the fatal push is, which like again neither of us are sure about. So I'm fine
Yeah.
moving on from it. I think
Since
it's a
I
close
didn't
spot.
I didn't find since I didn't show Leyline last game, I did some weird sideboarding. I brought in all the time walks. I boarded out Shredder, which could be wrong, but I thought Drake might be better because I'm like then I can completely blank their what you call it claim, and I thought they're that. Also, I'm on the play, so I'm less concerned about tempo, and they were so I was like Drake just seemed like it might be better than Shredder on the play because Shredder just seemed like a way that I could introduce stuff going wrong. I just thought like blanking claim could be really high value, and I was on the play, so like I have time to cast Drake. So I don't know, like
I
I
do
usually
think I do think a lot of people are cutting claim against you. I think that's a very common sideboard strat from the sack side.
okay. I felt like
But
probably
then
at
like,
least half my
it's hard
opponents would
to
have it
say
in.
what they're going to be doing. Like the fact that they didn't show us. Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, in terms of the sideboarding, I agree with definitely leaving in the full combo package. And I think I agree with cutting the lighter shredders, but I probably would have just had more removal in instead of the drakes. Basically, that's what I would have done. But this is reasonable too.
Yeah, I think I just do this. By the way, I feel like Jory's been good today. I don't know if you've noticed. No.
Yeah, it has looked okay. It doesn't seem like you've been punished for the tapped land too often, right?
I feel like I got like insanely rewarded so many spots because I cast Jwari. Like literally in game 1, I Jwari 2 Maim Devils. But anyway,
I mean, at that point, like I didn't think it mattered too much what you were doing. You were like in a very good position there, right?
well then they
So
have Cat of and Devil, and I had like no cards in hand except for like Impulse, Jwari, and Opt. And then I like
yeah, I thought you could have just killed the Mayhem Devils, but maybe I'm misremembering the board.
well they had Cat of and Devil, so they would have got pings. But yeah, and notice what they sought sees by the way. Jwari Disruption, no comment. So I don't know. I'm just saying that in my experience, Jwari's good usually. I don't really have a point there. I mean, I could have not
I
kept
agree
the
with
opt, but I
something
kept the
up
opt.
here. I agree.
Yeah, I wanted to keep it because I just want to find treasure cruise really bad. That's all I care about. So,
Mm-hmm.
although I just thought I have time, like, and I have so many like good spells.
I don't like this. We took a haul over an untapped land. I don't like that.
Yeah, I should probably take it on top land. I don't really think about it that much. I don't know what I was thinking to be honest. I think I was just tilting that. I think I was just tilting that I hit 2 lands. I don't know. Like I was just playing kind of quickly, kind of part of it.
Well, you're apparently on six. What? I don't know if the clocks are bugged, but this says you're on 16 minutes.
Yeah, but I like to play quickly. You know what I mean? Like just in general.
Sure.
I mean, I gotta play.
Wow.
I play Drake here. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
they have person play. I mean, they could like Thoughtseize my pieces, and then I can like cast Treasure Cruise, but it was just chill vibes to do this. I don't know.
I think playing Drake is like 100% correct. I don't think it's even close.
Well, I got like pieces into Cruise and cast it, but yeah. I could have forked the pieces, but I didn't because some reason I don't know. I mean, forking it probably not like I don't know. You think that's close or something? It seemed kind of bad to me to do it because they also have
Not
Den.
really anything for you to do with your mana this turn, right? So I probably would have forked it. Yes.
I mean, they have you see the hearse though, so like any Phoenixes I mill is kind of bad.
Yeah, but it just seems good to get like you get more looks at the Prismari command. Like now if you cruise here, you're going to be discarding to hand size. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I would have.
But if I fork it, they can like animate Den,
That seems fine.
and then they have 2 ovens. I mean, they have a treasure token, so they could like I could have removal for Den up. Like they don't have a lot of cards left. Like they have Hearse. Like, do I want to let them hit me with Den when I could just have
Well,
other stuff?
I think if you double fork, this Kraken Drake is like basically always lethal in 2 hits, right?
Well, I think even
It's
without
also-
fork, it should be lethal. Even without fork, it should
Yeah,
be
it's
lethal.
probably lethal even without the fork, actually. Yeah.
I didn't want their Den to hit me.
Well, I'm saying like it's hard for them to be doing stuff with their den because I guess they could have Fatal Push right now. No, they can't have Fatal Push because they would have played around Spellcare. So they don't have Fatal Push, so they have to draw Fatal Push or more likely Deadly Dispute into Fatal Push. I think like in most of the worlds where they're activating Den, that's totally fine for you.
Yeah, but do you think I need to take the risk? Like they could top deck.
The fact that we have a Hall in hand instead of an untapped land is
they could have
really
Rending
bad.
Volley too, and then they would just. Win it.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
Also, it's like, what if they just top deck the push, and then do we need to take a risk? I don't know. Like they already kind of need a killer Drake, otherwise they're dead. So
well, just the biggest thing for me was I wanted to get more looks at Prismari command for this search. That's basically my main reasoning.
No, I'm like pretty likely to find like cantrips, like Treasure Cruise or another. I mean, yeah, I could see I could see this as being wrong or whatever. I just could have Furry Impulse, which could be wrong.
That's what I would have discarded. But like, yeah, that's what I would have discarded.
Yeah. So this is kind of interesting. Oh yeah, I can't Impulse here because I have Hearse, so I'm not going to do it. Well, you could like something. I chose to consider here because I can't even Impulse in response to anything anyway.
Yes, you should definitely consider.
Well, next one's kind of tricky actually. I guess I could have like maybe kept the axe, but it didn't seem. No, it seems bad. Like I have this next turn. I was looking for Prismari Command or something, or like Time Walk. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of interesting. I think I didn't really know what to do. I think I ended up just like Fiery Impulsing a Devil pre-combat. Was that lose?
I think whether you fork is like pretty close, but just imagine if we had an untapped land here. You know, the untapped land here would be so huge.
Yeah.
So like, I think that was kind of a big punt, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, so we're probably gonna make a treasure and kill the Hearse here, right? And then start killing.
Well, the problem is
maybe
when I
you
kill the
discard
Hearse, then they can
Phoenix.
sack it.
Yeah.
I mean, well, there's a few things. I think the first decision tree is, do I attack and force them to use their oven, or do I start doing stuff pre-combat? Because if I attack, they have to do something.
No, I think I want to start doing stuff now because even if you answer both of these, they have a familiar in the graveyard, right? I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah. So like even if you answer this Hearse and both of these Mayhem Devils, they still have a pretty problematic clock going. So I am very interested in getting Arclight Phoenix into play this turn.
Okay, so what do you... I mean, I remember here I was like, well, the problem, if I destroy Horus, then they can sack it to the... I mean, okay, well, like...
I guess it's actually really interesting. Like you're short on red mana.
Like, what if I destroy Oven?
Yeah.
I mean, I can make a treasure. Also, like, I don't know if getting back Phoenix is that insanely important. I can also, like, fork the Prismari.
Get that Phoenix, actually. Yeah.
I think
fork the Prismari command. How about that?
Part of the, I was thinking about that, but part of the problem is then I like I make the treasures trigger the devils, which is a little bit annoying. Okay, like let's say I fork Prismari. What would I do? Like destroy both their ovens and make 2 treasures?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so then what do? They have to
They have to respond, right? Because you could also just go to attack, so they are going to have to respond.
Okay, I'm trying to think what they'd sacrifice. Like, are they going to sacrifice a devil or a hearse?
It's hard for us to know. Probably
What?
this is happening with two Galvanics on the stack, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, with two Prismatic Commands on the stack. I think probably they would sacrifice a Mayhem Devil. That's what I think.
I thought maybe the hearse. I mean, well, because we're making treasures, right? So the devils are kind of valuable for the treasures. Also, we're not like
Yes, like the Mayhem Devils don't actually have that much value with both of the ovens gone, right? Like there's no onboard. It is going to be just the treasures, but is that much value really? Compared to the hearse, like hearse locks you out of phoenixes, which is a way to stabilize.
well, they're about to
your ability to
they're
trespass
about to
combo.
trigger the devil like a bunch of times, right? Because they're gonna sacrifice to get back the oven, and they get 2 foods.
Yeah. So okay, if they do sack hearse,
So like, let's say they sack hearse,
damage is that?
they can tap. So let's see the total. So they 2 taps, 2. They could get like up to 5. They could get up to like 10. Plus the drains, so they could do like 12 damage.
Yes, they have 12 damage. Yes. Yeah.
Well, obviously they have to kill the Drake, but the thing is, all that residual damage is annoying because now if I sack like, okay, so let's say,
And then just the 3/3s in play are good, right? Okay. No, I think I'm. It also just depends on what's in their hand, you know.
yeah, they have 1 card. Well, I just think for like, so, I mean, maybe the best play was if to go fork Prismari. So we fork Prismari, kill both their ovens, make 2 treasures. Then they go. Well, the other thing is, if they sack their devil, isn't it good for us? Because then they just don't get pings in our hand.
Yes, if they sack devil, it's good for us. Yes, that we.
Like if they sack devil, I'm trying to see. Yeah, so then let's assume they sack the hearse because it's worth. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but let's just start with that. So let's assume they sack the hearse. So what happens is everything's on the stack. They accrue the hearse. They exile 2 things. They sacrifice it. So so now they get 2 foods and they get 2 triggers. So they go like shoot. I guess I don't need a. I can just see the activation. So they get 1 oven, 2 oven, and then they return this twice 4 plus they have a food. So they have 4 activations plus a bonus food. If I did the math right. So they have 4 sacrifice activation. They can trigger the devil 4 times plus have a food. I don't know if I said that badly. So let's say they kill the Drake. So that means
I don't know what you're talking about with the activations. They have 12 damage. If they
I'm saying how many sacrifice active. I'm saying they're triggering a sacrifice 4 times because they go sack, get it back.
Yeah.
So I'm saying they have 4. They're gonna have 4 sacrifice triggers on the stack. That's what I'm saying. That's I mean, it's 4 sacrifice and they have an extra food, so they can have 5 sacrifice triggers. That's right. It's like so.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, 5 sacrifice triggers would be 12 damage. So they have. What I'm saying is this turn.
Wait. 5 sacrifice triggers? Is that right?
Well, because they have a bonus food because the hearse makes 2 food.
So they sack the hearse, 2 damage, then sack both the foods. That is 6 damage, 7 damage. Sack the cat. That's 9 damage. Bring back the cat. 10 damage.
Plus the cat drains. It's 12 damage, right?
What I'm
saying, I'm saying they have 4 sacrifice activations because they have 2 ovens, so that's 2. Then every time they tap it, they gotta bring back the cat. That's 4.
Yes.
And then they have the bonus food. That's 5. So they have 5.
I was subtracting the 1 from when they sacked the oven, so that's why I was saying like 4. But yes, if you count the initial sacrifice of the hearse, then it's 5. Yes.
Yeah. So they have. So the easiest way I thought to present it is saying they have 4. They like for sure have 4 sacrifice activations that they're going to do this turn, plus a food that could be an extra one. So that's what I wrote there. So we go. So if we do that, they go. Okay, they're gonna get 4 sacrifice activations on the stack, or at least 3, and then they point it. So they point at the Drake 4 damage. So that means we take like 6 damage. We take like 8 damage, right? Because it's 12, right? So like 4 goes to the Drake and the other 8 goes to our face, right?
Yes.
So we would go to.
But
So we would go.
they're not going to do that immediately. Like the final activation of the cat or whatever, they're going to have floating because they don't have to do that.
Yeah, but we're just like thinking through the turn. So like, so what happens? So if we Prismari copy both their ovens, so both their ovens are dead, and we would basically, all things said at the end of the turn, go to like 6 life. But the problem is now our Drake is dead, and we have 2 treasures, and then we sack the treasure to impulse, and we would die, right? Like we can't fork it because we would die. That took probably way too long. Like, but it's like, wouldn't we just be dead because they have the den? Because like we have 2 treasures, we impulse a devil, we take 2 more damage, and then we're just dead on board.
No, you're right. We need part of what I was thinking, like I don't know if it's useful to imagine that this hall is an untapped land. I don't know if that's
Well, at this point, I think we should just say we should just like live with the like. Yeah, it was a punt, but I mean, let's just talk about the situation at hand.
Sure, that's fine.
Right?
So in that case, yeah, we can't go for Galv Prismari in that way. Yes.
Okay, so we checked off. We can't Galv Prismari. So yeah, we can't Galv. So we checked off that we can't really Galv. So basically our 2 option trees are we can either we could start by like fiery impulse. We can either attack and like make them do stuff because then they have to like, or we could impulse because we could like we could impulse a devil, and then okay, so like let's say we impulse a devil now, then if they sacrifice the devil, then let me see.
Wait, if we're not Galving the Prismari, we're always going to have a blue mana left over, right? So we should start on sleight of hand and then see what that hits and go from there. Right? Like, there's no way for us to use all this blue mana.
Well, I don't know if we figured out if we want to attack first or not, because we could potentially post-combat fork the Prismari, depending what they do if we attack, right?
I see. Okay.
Also, we might potentially loot with the Prismari command, because, like, let's say they sacrifice the hearse, then we could loot with the Prismari to discard the Phoenix. Maybe. I mean, I could say sleight of hand, but I don't feel that we've established that we don't want to just attack first, or that.
No, you're right. It's definitely it's not 100% sleight of hand. Yeah.
But we're still trying to establish if we want to attack. Like right now, we're thinking, okay, like let's say we don't attack first, because okay, so I'm like, if we don't attack, then our 2 options are we can kill killing the hearse is kind of bad, I think. Probably can we just establish killing the hearse is bad or not?
I think we can't afford to kill the hearse, probably.
Okay.
Yes.
So we established we can't kill the hearse, and we can't fork. So our options are we can either Prismari an oven, or we can impulse a devil. And I think it might be better to start by impulse. Like, okay, should we look at you think it's good? I don't feel like it's good to Prismari an oven. I guess I should think about that. Maybe it is actually. Okay, so if we Prismari an oven, we could go destroy the oven, plus maybe, I don't know, make a treasure or loot. I don't know. Let's see, is that good? What happens? They respond.
Well, looting doesn't do anything if we looting isn't going to give us the Phoenix, right? So probably I don't think.
Well, if we kill the oven, they might sacrifice the hearse. I'm trying to see.
Oh.
Because okay, let's say we kill the oven. If they respond so if they sack a devil, they get 2 triggers. So they could sack it, they get 2 triggers, right? So they could sack a devil, and then they could bring back the cat, sack the cat. So they can kill the Drake by sacking a devil. Okay, so if we kill an oven, they can sacrifice a devil to kill our. So I don't. So I'm just thinking for a second. So Da, 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 da. It doesn't seem great for us to kill the oven because then they get to keep the hearse and they get to keep their hearse in play, right? So I don't really feel like Prismaring an oven is that good. Or do you think Prismaring an oven can be good?
I think you're gonna have to Prismari the oven because otherwise you're just gonna die to the ovens in like 3 turn cycles. That's the thing.
Okay, well, am I allowed to Fiery Impulse a Devil here? Is that bad?
No, that seems like a very reasonable way to start. It's hard for me to figure out what's like optimal, but like probably if I was in this game and thought about it, like Fiery Impulse Devil is very likely one of the things I might do. Like it forces them to start taking actions, and you can sort of see how things look from there. You know.
Yeah, obviously it feels bad because then you're giving them something to sacrifice.
Oh
But
wait, actually, no. Wait, the thing is, no, I think that's bad because you can kill a Mayhem Devil with the first sacrifice trigger on the stack, right? And then they get way less damage. Like with the activation of the oven on the stack before the 2 food has been made, then you kill a Mayhem Devil,
so
and then
what?
they end up having much less damage. So I think we should start on Prismari oven, Prismari command, kill oven, make treasure, see what they do. Probably that's my guess right now. Do you understand what I'm saying about like killing
Well,
Mayhem
let's go
Devil
through
without?
this. So we kill we try to kill their oven, and then what do you think they're gonna? And then like, okay, let's say they sacrifice a Mayhem Devil. They have 2 triggers on the stack. So then, are we supposed to Fiery Impulse the other devil? Is that what you're saying?
I thought we thought that they were going to sacrifice the hearse, not the Mayhem Devil. I thought we agreed on that.
Well, that was a different. That was if we forked the Prismari. That was a different situation. Now we're only casting the Prismari with mana. I feel like,
Why do you think that changes it for them?
well, because the other situation we were tapping out. This situation we still have mana to kill their devils. Um, the other situation,
Right.
like we were literally just leaving ourselves dead on board, so they might as well keep the more damage. In the situation.
Sure.
So okay, I mean I don't know. So let's just say we go Prismari, kill oven, make a treasure,
Mhm.
and let's say they respond and they go oven, sacrifice the devil. Or why do you want me to start with hearse? Do you want to say they activate they crew hearse?
No, we can go through it in any order. We can just go through all the possibilities. Yeah.
Um. Yeah. I guess. Okay, so let's just say they sacrifice the devil because it's
Mhm.
simpler. Like I feel like that's simple. So we go Prismari, kill oven. Let's say make a treasure, which it's not necessarily clear if we loot or make a treasure, but let's say that. Let's say kill oven, make a treasure. They
Yeah.
go respond, sacrifice devil. They get 2 triggers on the stack, and the food triggers on the
Yes.
stack. And then
So
here,
the
so
question
if
is, where's that 2 damage pointed?
well, I would imagine for sure a Crackling Drake because it's literally
At that point, it has to be pointed at Crackling Drake.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
they're just not going to have enough damage.
I mean it has
So
to be Drake.
we can let the 2 damage on Crackling Drake resolve. Now there's a food trigger on the stack, and I think at this point we should probably
Impulse
kill
the devil.
the second Mayhem Devil. Like it just limits their
And
like
then they have
don't
to
get
sacrifice the
trigger
hearse.
you know they get less damage.
And then they have to sacrifice the hearse, right? Like they can't sacrifice the devil. Okay.
What do you mean they have to? Why do they have to?
What if they want to kill the devil, right? They can't sacrifice. If they sacrifice the first devil, they have to sacrifice the hearse, right? Because they already
Yes,
sacrificed the first
have to
devil.
sacrifice the hearse.
So if
And
we
actually,
impulse,
so because of that, it seems like it's bad for them to sacrifice devil, right? It seems like because of that, they should just be sacrificing hearse.
okay. So let's do the. Let's say they're going to sacrifice hearse. So we Prismari, kill oven, make a treasure. They crew hearse.
Yes.
They sacrifice hearse. Now they have 2 sacrifice triggers on the stack, and let's just say they're pointing it at Drake because it's easier.
Yes.
Then,
The
okay,
food trigger is still on the stack. We shoot Mayhem Devil. They sack Mayhem Devil. That makes
and they
2 more damage.
they kill the Drake,
Yes.
and now their 1 devil's dead. Wait, is there a hearse? So did a devil and a hearse die? I got confused. Or should we start
Yes,
that
all
sequence
this
again?
stuff is dead. Yeah. Because
Well, no, they have one devil in play. They have one devil in play.
Oh wait, they sacked the one we pointed at. So that's really awkward.
Okay, let's just start that sequence again because I got confused. So we Prismari, we kill the oven. So we Prismari. I think I spent like 4 minutes on this turn, but okay. So I mean in the game. Okay, so we Prismari, we kill the oven, make a treasure. They go crew hearse. 1 second. I think I had a power outage. Wait, you can't hear me? Okay. Well, I guess this is still recording. Okay, I'll stop recording for a second.